And now, here's the coach and Tristan Hobbs.
You know, if we get many more sponsors, we're not going to have a radio show.
Yeah.
We're going to make this thing an hour long just to talk to all these nice people that are helping us out.
Hey, Coach, we're going to make sure we have a lot of water tonight, too, because they made the wings extra hot tonight.
I'm not going to say it. First of all, you ate 40 of them. Second of all, I know it's free to you, but be a human. They're so hot. I got water, I got coffee, I got napkins in my mouth. I'm not going to be able to speak the entire time. I got to take this one off. You're on your own. I don't have anything to say anyway.
I got 30 minutes to go on my own?
Well, forget it. What a great Monday night.
What a great Monday night.
It wasn't a great Saturday, but a great Monday night. And we are excited to get this league season rolling along. So let's talk about the league season.
Great. This is the Marty Fine Coaches Show. Coach Fine, Tristan Hobbs with you this evening. And
oh, boy.
Coach, this is what you guys play for. This is the league season coming up.
It is. It's a fascinating. Our conference only has 7 teams in it, so you only get 6 league games. You have to play 11 games a year. So, as you try and develop a plan, the first thing you have to do is win your conference, because the conference champion gets what's called an AQ, an automatic qualifier to the national playoffs. So we're trying to play a really tough schedule above our heads in a lot of ways so that we're ready for our league. And when we get to the playoffs at some point someday, we'll have played in all these venues where there's 20,000, 25,000 people and against really high levels of competition. And we want to play against teams that are really smart and sophisticated. We want to play against teams that are big and strong. We want to play against teams that are fast. So we try and cover a whole gamut of ways that people play. John Rupert does a great job with our scheduling, and so we'll play Coastal Carolina. We did last year. We'll play them again this year. They're going in the Sun Belt, and they're as fast a football team as there is. They don't mash you the way some teams do, but they are as fast as we're going to go see and play. On the other hand, you go to Montana State, and you got these guys look like they're at Halloween, standing on each other's shoulders with uniforms. And they're giants. And so we're going to play a big, strong team. We're going to play a really fast team. Saturday, we played a really smart team and a tough, competitive team. And Phil Estes did a terrific job. We got up 21-0. We were playing, to beat that team, we have to live on the edge. We have to take chances and gambles, and some are going to pay off and some are not. All of them are on my shoulders. There's no question about it. I don't duck it. I knew the style of play we were going to have to play to win, and we did that. So, they're kicking field goals, and we're going all-out block in the first quarter, which is unheard of. But Kevin Lazo blocks one, Chucky Wingate picks it up and scores, and that turned the game our favor. Then we went for 2 fake punts, one with the wind when we thought we had a really good look, and you looked at the film, it's oh so close, and one into the wind. The average punt going into the wind was only between 11, 12, 13 yards. So even though we're on the 20-yard line, if you punt it, they're getting it on the 30. We really felt like all the scores except one in the whole game were going with the wind. And when we were going into it, we wanted to shorten those quarters as much as we could. And we did everything we could. So if we did a fake punt 4th and 1 and we get it on our 20, boy, that's 3-4 more plays with the clock running and a chance for another first down and one less possession they're going to have with the wind. And I really thought the possessions with the wind were going to be the determining factor in the game. A lot of things went our way. We were able to defer the opening coin toss, which sounds like but it was a huge moment for us because we knew then that we'd take the ball in the second half, they would take the wind, and we'd have the wind in the fourth quarter. So our pregame thoughts were to get the wind in the fourth quarter. Even if you're behind, with the wind, throwing it late, you had your best chance. And we had a chance. We got down in the fourth quarter 3 times inside their 25-yard line, went for it on all 3 times on 4th down, and just came up short. But it wasn't a lack of effort. Our kids played terrific, played hard, made too many mistakes. So, we're still battling that bug a little bit. But you can't fault our effort. You can't fault the way we played or the design, very honestly, because the only way we're going to beat a team like that is to play on that edge and gamble and take some chances. And if we just sit back and play normal football, they're going to beat us. So you had to do some things and create some extra possessions. You had to create some field some short fields, and you had to play to the wind. And I thought we did all those things. I thought we managed the game the right way. We just didn't quite get enough plays under our belt.
56 of the 62 points were scored with the wind at the scoring team's back. You've been a part of a lot of games at Bulldog Stadium that have been windier than that it was on Saturday. Maybe not, but
it was an interesting wind. With the building at that end, the wind feels different. It doesn't feel, normally it comes from the open end, the baseball end, down through the parking lot. And when there was no building there, when it came down through, it would hit the field, and you knew it. Now the wind doesn't do that as much. It hasn't, not in the 2 years the building's been there. Now the wind is above. And so really pre-practice, pre-game becomes more important because you see what it's doing to it when you're throwing it and kicking it and all those things with and against the wind in the pre-practice. And it was dynamic. And the flags were kind of laying limp. They weren't snapping around like we've had some other days. But when the ball got up in the air, wow, did it have an advantage or an effect. Because sometimes it was an advantage, sometimes it wasn't. They throw a ball into the wind early in the game, and it hangs up there, and Chucky Wingate breaks on and almost has a great interception, trying to throw it across the field into that wind. We throw one late in the game. Keenan Thompson makes a little stutter move, and he's going, and we're behind their corner, and we throw it with everything we got, and it ends up short. And their guy, gets his hands on the ball. You had to take some of those chances, but the wind had an unbelievable effect on the game.
Have you seen a game like that? 56 of 62 points scored in one way.
We've had some like that. Before your time, we played in a hurricane out here against one of the Division II schools, and it was literally a hurricane. We had to go out with President Makeley and the dogs and turn over all the grass into the mud, and, on the day after. But every point was with the wind and the rain. So it's happened, but never on that nice a day. It was hard. If you were just sitting on the sideline and you didn't know anything, you'd say, why does it feel so lopsided? Who tilted it? Why is it going uphill one way? But it really was, and much more so than I think the average person would guess. Two good college punters. Drew Cretion, our punter's good. Their punter's really good, and a terrific athlete there, Alex Shetty. And neither guy could punt it going one way. And the other way, they were hitting it looked like Ray Guy. Same thing with kickoffs. You kick off this way, and the ball was hitting the back of the end zone on not a great hit, on a little bit of a scuff in the ball. But you got it up in the air, and the wind just took it all the way back to the end zone. We're on the 5 waiting for the ball, and it ends up on the back line. 15-yard difference. That's a huge difference on a regular old kick. And we thought we were going to catch it on a 5 and move forward, probably catch it on a 7 or 8. It was almost a 20-yard swing from where we thought it was going to land to where the wind blew it. 20 yards is a long way in football. And so, no, the wind was a factor.
Coach, your team falls 35-27 to Brown.
Yeah, you like saying that way too much. Can't we just say that we came up a little short?
Came a little short.
Just don't keep rubbing it in like that.
Disappointing.
I'm not going to let you have any more of those wings.
Disappointing. What did you try to tell the team to take from that game, although there was some disappointment there, that it came a little bit short?
Well, 3 things. We talk about our goal is to try and win the league championship and go to the national playoffs. That's our goal. That's what we're designed to try to do. We haven't gotten that goal done yet. We've come close several times. We played for the championship. But our goal is to win the league and play for the championship. We said that the very first show we ever had years ago, and that hasn't changed. Our sights are still on the same thing, and that's still in front of us. So we lost 2 non-conference games, but our first conference game is this weekend, and it's homecoming, and our kids are going to be excited to play. And it's a team we've played great competitive games with last year, 35-33. So it's been close games every year with them. They're a little more athletic. We have to rely on our detail and discipline to give ourselves a chance. So that's the first thing. This is our first league game. We've got to rally ourselves up and get going. The second thing is that, our seniors and our coaches have to do better. We have too many guys on the coaching staff and too many guys that are seniors that have been here and played awfully well all these years trying to do too much. Not lack of effort, but their eyes are too big. Well, I thought I saw, and I went to because I knew that, I've seen too much football and they're a step ahead. Instead of just taking their job in that moment and doing it the very best they can, we have too many guys doing too many things. I got coaches coaching other guys, and it just expands. And that's what happened to some of the players and some of the coaches. So we're going to tighten that on down, and we're going to go back to what is your job on this one play and master it and do it great. And the discipline that takes is harder than it sounds. When you're a young player, you get excited and you forget your job. When you're an old player, you try to do too many things. Finding that middle ground where you're old and experienced but never lose focus on your job, as opposed to the young guys that don't let the moment get too big. We can't let the fact that we're on TV again, or there's 25,000 people in Montana, or that it's homecoming, or we can't let any of those outside factors affect our performance on any given play. And we've had too much of that.
The Bulldogs open up Northeast Conference play this weekend when they host Central Connecticut. We'll take our first break. When we come back, we'll look a little bit more in-depthly at the game against Brown this past week. Touch on it.
More in-depthly?
Yeah, that's not a word. I don't think it is.
I don't think so either. That's one less chicken wing you get.
All right. That's fair.
Okay.
This is the Marty Fine Coaches Show.
Chicken wings are good.
On ON 1240.
They're really good.
Welcome back to Blackie's Bulldog Tavern.
They're trying to feed me more food.
Yes.
And I just, the chicken tenders are really good, and they come in like 15 different varieties, and I don't care which ones. But the ones tonight are the ones that make your hair burn, your nose run, your eyes water.
Not great for TV.
You like them.
I don't like them.
Not great for my image. I got an image to uphold here, young and athletic.
No,
I look like I'm watching Gone with the Wind. I'm going to cry any minute.
I like a plain chicken wing. That's my go-to.
Well, you didn't have a plain chicken one tonight. It didn't slow you down.
No,
I don't know what you're going to. But I'll give you credit. You're running the stadium steps, and you look young again.
Thanks, Coach.
Well, relatively.
I'm going to be 30 on Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I have shoes that old.
Can I ask for a birthday gift?
Can you answer a birthday
Can
gift?
I ask for one?
Sure you can.
A win?
That wasn't what I was thinking. that wouldn't be your gift. That would be mine. Is that what you're going to give me for your birthday?
Sure.
Attaboy. I love how you think sometimes.
Coach, you touched on one of the key guys on Saturday for your team, Kevin Lazo, who was named the Northeast Conference Special Teams Player of the Week.
Oh, really?
2 blocked field goals.
Why do you hide these things from me until we're on the air?
I just don't get a chance.
You were in my office 2 hours today. Couldn't get rid of you. You watched all the video from the other day. You listened to a teleconference we had. You forgot.
I did.
That's okay. You're getting old. You're 30.
I know.
Pretty soon you have like a toupee and a little goatee or something.
It's already happening.
A lot of things are happening you don't want to know about. Kevin Lazo played as good as we've had an inside guy play in a long time. Thank you for the coffee. Kevin, 2 years ago, we were really good on defense. We had really good players, and obviously we know the defensive coaches do a terrific job. And the same coaches, Greg Gigantino and Benyo Jones and Darryl Jackson. We've added Denny Dornbos. And we really had a good defensive team 2 years ago. And he would have started as a true freshman on that team. Then he hurt his knee. Last year was kind of a coming back year. When you're young and you have your first major injury, it takes time. And right now, he's playing as good or better than anybody maybe on our team. He ties into people. He's physical. He plays behind his pads. He's competitive. He has an edge to him. He's what we hoped we would get when we recruited him out of Florida. And a wonderful young fella.
I've really noticed the energy. It just seems that he brings an energy.
He does. He really likes playing the game, and he goes at a very high level and competes each and every snap. And that's hard to do, especially with young players. It's only a second year playing, and they have a tendency to look and see the play instead of go be the play. And that's a hard transition. We had guys, we throw a pass and they turn back to see who caught it instead of go block the guy in front of the play. And that's a learning. That's what you watch all the video for, those little detail things that we have to get better at. But he doesn't. He goes and plays and blocked 2 kicks, and one was returned for a touchdown. One kept us right in the game, but played every single play the way you want to do it. And so we're real proud of where Kevin is. Now, I have to tell you, we're just getting to the part of the schedule where he's going to have to play better. It's nice to pat him on the back, but we got to kick him in the butt too, because he's done a good job getting to this point, and now it gets to be a grind. And this is where the mental toughness, the physical toughness, when you're an inside guy on defense, he and Marquise and Raheem Shillingford and all those guys that play in there, this is where it's going to hurt, and you got to do it anyway.
Coach, staying on defense before we switch to offense, anybody watching film that you saw maybe stuck out to you that had a good performance against Brown?
I thought we had moments of brilliance.
Your run defense was good.
It was. And those inside guys are the key to that. I thought we had moments of brilliance. I thought we had moments where we had old guys play like old guys, and I thought we had young guys really running around and playing the ball. We played with 2 freshman linebackers with Jesse Demerowitz and Josh Jefferson, and those 2 guys are coming along. Jesse had 4 or 5 tackles, and Josh had a couple. So we like the way the young guys are coming on. We need a little more of that, but the back end is all seniors. The 2 strong safeties, Brandon Owens and Patrick Champagne, both made plays along the way that you could see out in space. So, we're getting better. We're close to making those big plays that are going to change the game and turn the game our way. And we're hope that this week is the week we can go out and go make those plays. The biggest concern on defense is third down. We got to get off the field more on third down. And we've said that now for 3 weeks in a row. We just haven't been a great third down defensive team yet. And we got to eliminate the mistakes on the third down. We got to be able to go to the quarterback on the ground a little bit better.
Matt Sewell, 8 catches, 114 yards, both career highs. He seemed to be in the right place. He ran his routes well. He made some big catches for your team. Thoughts on his performance?
Well, we could talk about Matthew specifically, but really the whole receiver corps. We said in the beginning of the year that we didn't mind to have the dynamic great player like Jordan or Chad, or some of the ones we've had over the years. But I thought we had more good players than we've typically had.
It's incredible.
And so Taylor Barthollet can go out one week and get 10 or 11 catches. And then the next week, Matt Sewell gets 8 for 100. And then Keenan Thompson starts the year with a touchdown pass the very first play, and he gets 100 yards in a game. And Gene Constant, we go to Montana State, and he makes 2 plays that are big-time plays. The corner route where he jumps over and catches a hot and runs it out for a touchdown in a close game, a 3-point game. And so we've had 4 or 5 different receivers where I said, boy, that guy can be the lead guy. There's the bell cow of our receiver corps. And then the next game it's somebody different. And I think that's the best thing we could say about our receivers is they're all good players. Aaron Arie's made some really good plays. We've played with 6 guys, and each of them has had some moments of brilliance like we were talking about with defense. Mitchell Baxter had his first catch of the year, and it was some play.
First career catch.
Was it?
Yep.
And he leans inside, he kicks out of it, crosses the safety's face, catches the ball, gets hit by 2 guys, almost gets it in the end zone. So we need Mitchell to keep coming because he's had some opportunities, and he's a really good player. But we're trying to play at least 6 deep at receiver, and we feel like with Matt Sewell, who had his best day, Taylor Barthollet, who's had a couple of great days, Keenan Thompson, who's been a good player for a long time, Aaron Arie, Gene Constant, Mitchell Baxter, we feel like we really have 6. None of whom are quite as good as we've had with the great ones, that are playing. Both of them are playing pro football, but all of whom are good enough to be elite players in our league.
First time ever in program history, so 17 plus years, you had 2 different players with 100-yard receiving games in the same season. It's never happened before. Matt Sewell had 100 yards last Saturday. Taylor Bartholet's had 200-yard games, but you never had 2 different players with 100-yard games in the same season.
And I think that, I didn't know that, but I think that speaks to exactly what we're saying.
100%. It's incredible.
More balance, not a great one that you have to feature, but whatever they give us, we should be good enough to take now. So, when I got here, we had Justin Kicks, and he was an elite player. And we had Sean Bergen, and he was an elite player. And then we had Jordan Harris, and he was an elite player. Then we had Chad Ward. And so we've always been able to, kind of like a tailback, we've always had a guy where you could say, okay, this is the play, we got to go to him. But let's go get a matchup and you let him go get one. And there's a benefit to that. There's also a little bit of a detriment where, last play, 4th and 2, I don't know that we have a guy say, okay, he has to go get the ball. But we got to take what they give us, and they all got to be good enough to go make that play when the time comes. And we think they are.
Coach, just 11 rush yards. Running the ball's been difficult the last 2 weeks. Where do you go from here?
I thought at Montana, it had moments being difficult, but moments where we got the ball going.
Yes.
And, the play that Brendan rolls his ankle on, he's one step away from going about 65 yards. They just get him by the back of the shoulder pad and jerk him. So, we miss Brendan this week, and we hope that he heals quickly from that ankle. But you're right. We probably made a tactical error. Brown puts so many guys up in there and comes with so much pressure. We really thought going to quick game and protections would kind of equate to our run game. And we weren't quite enough efficient on it. But that's a coaching thing. That's 100% on me. I thought in general the offensive line held up. I thought in general that the quarterback played really good, better than on video than I thought it was going to be the case. Misses some throws early. Just didn't warm up as good as sometimes he has. I think he would tell you the same thing. I'm not passing out any secrets. But, threw the ball to the right places and, threw the ball into traffic and completed passes and threw some really good passes on a couple of touchdowns. We have a little double move out there to Taylor Barthollet. It's a terrific catch. It's over the shoulder and center field turns and catches it. And the 4 verticals to Matt Sewell right in that little window there. So, did some really good things. Really, for us, it's consistency. And as a team right now, we have moments where we look like a Division I football team, and we had them in every game so far. You can go to Montana State, or you can go to Brown, you can go to Merrimack, and you can say, boy, look at this 4, 5, 6 play drive, and that looks like really good football. And then you can turn on some plays and you go, what are you thinking here? What created this? So I think that for us, most of the time that we have faltered, it's because kids trying to do too much. And that's what, again, we have to rein in all 3 phases. On the fake punt, we had someone, overthinking it a little bit. On one of the offensive plays, we're trying to force something instead of just see what it is. Defensively, we had a guy jumping a route instead of just playing in his zone. We just have to relax and play with a call. We got to believe that Jake is going to make all the right calls. We got to believe Daryl's going to make all the right calls. And once we do that and we just buy in to do my job, I think our team will get better quickly.
The Bulldogs host Central Connecticut this weekend. It'll be on ESPN3. Kickoff is at 1:04 on Saturday.
Why 1:04?
On ESPN.
We're on TV again?
Yes.
Do you know how big the crowd's going to be?
Going to be huge. Homecoming.
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 That's the big day around these places.
Homecoming.
We love homecoming.
One of your favorite days of the year.
Absolutely. You've heard me say that for years and years. I can't wait to watch the bonfire on Friday night. President Maker's going to go light up the house over there, and we have fireworks. And Friday night will be fun for everybody, and all the alums will be back. And then Saturday, everything revolves around a football game on a Saturday afternoon in the fall. And this should be a really good one. I mean, this is a competitive contest every single year. They're really fast and athletic. We're playing at a pretty high level. We've played two teams above us that are a little bit of a stretch for us still, and so we've learned to play fast, and we've been physical. Even though we've lost 2 games, nobody could say we backed away from anything. I believe that. And so, I think we're well prepared to go into our league schedule.
Talk about the Bulldogs and the Blue Devils when we come back. This is the Marty Fine Coaches Show on ON 1240 and the Bryant Sports Network. We're back here inside Blackie's Bulldog Tavern. This is the Marty Fine Coaches Show on ON 1240 and the Bryant Sports Network. Coach, it's league season, but first we got about 6 minutes to go here. Homecoming, your favorite day of the year, one of your favorite days of the year. Homecoming.
That and your birthday. Those are the two.
Those are the two. Get a chance to see a lot of guys come back. You always have some of the guys come in, talk to the team a little bit. We just want to give you a chance to maybe how much important that is for your program and to see guys like that come back. And
well, I think that's the best thing about college football. When the kids have a good experience and then become men and they feel connected to you and tied to you. We could come in here and read all the emails and text messages and all the things we get back from those kids, and it's many more than you realize and think. It's, Coach, hang in there, wish the team well for me, get them to play our way, and, the team, the damn team, and all the things that they believe in and they learn. I get an email, a month ago from a guy that's 33 or 34 years old now, and he says, Coach, I had you for that 1 year, and I still, now that I'm in management, I still talk to people about the same things you preach to me, and I realize the value of them. And so we're teaching great lessons. Kids are having a good experience, and then when they come back, it's great to see how well they're doing. So that's my favorite part of the job, besides winning, is to see the successes we've helped kids achieve outside of football.
Well, you combine two things on a great homecoming. You've won, and you've had guys come back. You're 10-2 all time in homecoming.
Yeah, again, this is my favorite day of the year, and it's not like we're not playing the tomato cans. We're playing whatever they put in front of us, and it's tough, and it's really a tough deal. But for us, it has to have meaning, because you're not just playing for yourself. At some point, you play for something bigger than you. And on homecoming, you're playing for all 40,000 alums. Everybody around the globe. I think they said last week we had 47 countries were listening to our game 2 weeks ago. And so once you know that people care, all around the world, people listening to find out how the Bryant Bulldogs did, then it matters. And we're caring for those folks. And on homecoming, you're caring for all those alums that built these buildings, that sweated on this field, that had victories on this field, that accomplished championships on this field. You represent them, and you owe them the honor of playing the right way. Now, that doesn't mean you're always going to win. We lost twice on homecoming before, but it does mean that you have to do it a certain way. You have to understand what we stand for, that the program is built on certain standards that are not going to change. Our toughness, our work ethic, our honesty and integrity, those things are never going to change. It's what we're built on. Those are the pillars of our program. As you know, we have a sign that says. And so we're going to be tough, and we're going to be honest and have honor, and we're going to be really committed to this thing this week. Our players understand that. It carries on from team to team, from generation to generation, from senior class to senior class. And I expect this senior class, which is filled with great leadership, I expect them to understand the importance of the game, not just because it's a league opener, but because of what you represent and stand for. That everybody that ever put on this black and gold uniform, they have an expectation of your toughness this weekend. And they're coming back to see that you're living up to that standard. And I love the Friday before when Matt Tracy flies in from Colorado, or Michael Kroos comes up, or Charlie Granitel, or Jordan Brown, or Jordan Harris, or Jason Reif, or Chris Wohlheater. All these kids have come back and spoken to the team over the years, and every one of them has been terrific because they say things that they care about, that are from the heart. And that's what we want, and we want them to care, and they do. And so that's a terrific legacy that we're building.
Kickoff is at 1:04 on Saturday. Right before kickoff, we're going to have a dedication for David Byrne and his wife Terry, the David and Terry Byrne stadium complex at Bryant University. What an awesome opportunity. They've been so generous to the program and to the university.
Well, they've been generous in so many ways. It's not just a financial issue. It's they believe, and their supporters. Dave was a terrific lacrosse player here in his day, and he and his wife have been supportive of us long before they ever wrote a check. They care about kids. They care about the community. They care about our campus and the people that are here, and they're back all the time. And we can't wait to just have them back and come to Blackie's for dinner and spend more time with them. You learn great lessons every time you're around them. You learn about character. You learn about honesty and integrity. You learn about toughness. You learn about all the things we want to believe in. The Byrne family represents, and we've had a great opportunity. We had a chance to coach Tucker for a while, and what a great kid he is. And we're just thrilled that we're a part of what they're getting this weekend, and it couldn't be named after a better family.
Minute 40 to go, Coach. Quick thought on Central Connecticut this weekend in a minute and 40.
Well, a minute 40 is quick, but I don't know that you need a minute 40 either. This is the most athletic team in our league from top to bottom. They're long, they're athletic, and they're fast. I think that when you beat them, it comes down to attention to detail. It comes down to not giving them advantages and not creating short fields for them and giving them mistakes. In the times we haven't been victorious, you can go back and you can say, look, we can't make these mistakes. Most college football games are lost and not won. I believe that. And I believe we did that Saturday, and I believe we did that at Montana State. Just like last year when we beat Brown and they had 5 turnovers and we had none. Most games are lost because when you're dealing with 18 to 21-year-old kids, under pressure, people make mistakes, and that's why you see so much more blitz in the college game than you see the NFL. The reality is that, when you put 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds under pressure, they become a little more erratic and they make more mistakes, and you can witness that every day in every phase of life. So, for us, composure, poise, these are the things that will help us lead to victory this week. We have to create pressure on the opponent. Playing at home always helps with that because of the crowd. We need the crowd to be a part of this, but we need to create pressure, and we need to handle the pressure, the internal pressure, the expectations, the alums that are all back. We need to handle homecoming and the crowd and the pep rally, and we need to be able to go out there and execute with great detail, great toughness, and do things in the honorable way. And what I mean by that is don't take any shortcuts. Don't make assumptions. Don't have great discipline with your eyes and do exactly what you're asked to do for the good of the group. And if we do that, I like our chances.
Bulldogs, Blue Devils, Northeast Conference opener Saturday at Bulldog Stadium, 1:04 kickoff. Be there, homecoming and reunion weekend. Listen live on ON 1240 or watch on ESPN3.com. Coach, thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next Monday night.
You got it. This is going to be a terrific weekend. I hope you join us.
I'm excited. This is the Marty Fine Coach Show on ON 1240 and the Bryant Sports Network.